it's Lee from ColouringQueen.net, and today I'm excited to start the new year off with Colouring Heaven's Dark Fantasy Special. Now, this is from one of my favourite artists, and she has the whole book. And her name is Enys Guerrero. Now, I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, but I've been a patron of hers for quite some time, and I still don't know how to pronounce a name. That's shocking. There's 40 illustrations in this magazine, just as always. Now, Enys, it can be very dark and gothic with her work, and I've got to say that this one is not as dark and gothic as some of her work. I think it's quite mainstream, so it should appeal to quite a few people. So we start off with our little asteroid rocket lady. Now, Colouring Heaven produce these magazines and also a Colouring Heaven collection as well, and you can buy it on subscription, or you can buy one-offs. Now, isn't this gorgeous? She's got her beautiful peony. I love the way she does the eyes. Now, the paper is thin to medium. It's a white paper. You'll probably need to put a blotter behind it, even if you're using pencils, just so you don't get indentations. And it appears that my copy has a printing error. You can see that on a few of the pages there's a bit of printing smudge. Now, that doesn't bother me, and I'm sure it's probably a one-off. It's the first time I've ever seen it in a Colouring Heaven magazine. We've got our beautiful crystals here and the gorgeous dress. She really excels at doing eyes. Like, look at this. Beautiful. Her hands are pretty good too. And this one's got a very detailed background on it. And again, those gorgeous eyes. Look at that smoky eye. Wish she'd come over and do my makeup. I could never do that. And a landscape orientation, and she's just coming out and superimposed in front of the water. Each picture is labelled. Now, as I was saying, you can buy this direct from Anthem Publishing, who are the publishers for Colouring Heaven, and you buy it on subscription. I love this one with the cotton reel. Or you can buy a one-off, so if you just like this issue, you can just go and buy this issue and not subscribe to get all of them. Now, they do have another colouring magazine which is called the Colouring Heaven Collection, and that's not included with this subscription. You would need to subscribe to that separately or buy issues separately for that one. Look at her wings coming out. Isn't she gorgeous? And she's got a few little splatterings of freckles on her nose. Lovely mermaid. And it's very soft grey, and I think that's probably why mine's got a bit of smudginess on it, because there's a lot of black in her work. We've got our Kraken here. Look at the pirate ship. It's so dark, and the skulls. She really is just gorgeous. And her eyes are so realistic. They look like a photo rather than colouring it in, or rather than an illustration. Now, you can get Colouring Heaven magazine around the world. In Australia, try your local newsagents or subscribe. Big W used to sell it, but they're cutting down on their inventory due to their restructuring. These gorgeous little mushrooms here. Very detailed, this background. I'd have to be careful that I was following where I was going with the trees and not getting confused. And in the US, Walmart are now stocking the Colouring Heaven magazine. So that's good news for you guys, as well as Barnes & Noble, and I'm sure there's other stores. Look at this beautiful Pegasus. Then we've got our butterfly lady. Look at her lips, they've all been stitched up. That's really stunning. Usually I don't like pictures where they're cut off like that, but I can see that that would be very effective. And if you're using markers, that's great because they're single page and you can just put a few blotters between it. She's got some band-aids and she's been stitched up well and truly. She's been cut. Now she's a very athletic looking woman. She's got little pixie ears on her. And here's a different taste on Alice, not your Alice. So we've got the mushrooms and the key and a bow, and she's got cuts on her and bandages. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's meant to be a band-aid there or not. But if that's Alice in Wonderland, that's one of the most interesting interpretations I've seen. Once Upon a Time in Yule, so a Christmas themed picture, and again very gothic. So this is how the goths celebrate Christmas. I think she's got her little Doc Martens on there. She's adorable. An adorable little goth. I went through a goth stage in my 20s. Yeah, I dyed the hair bright black with purple streaks and unlimited piercings and whatnot. This is gorgeous. I love these pictures. Some of them might be a little bit too detailed for me because my eyesight's definitely not what it was. I need to get some new glasses. They are stunning. And then we've got our Princess Ariel. This is quite a placid picture for Enys. It's very sweet. So really something for everyone in here. Even if you don't like her darker goth stuff, she's got quite a few mainstream pictures like this one, Princess Belle, which is just gorgeous, that might appeal to a broader audience. But I love her dark stuff. I like this one too. It's really beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous. Imagine colouring that little fur-trimmed hat. So lots of different things to colour, fur and metals, bows, beautiful coloured. I think this is an Alice inspired picture. No, it's not. Look at this teapot in her head. Look at this gorgeous unicorn kitty. This is just beautiful. Russian dolls, beautiful detail. I love it. And then we've got the Rococo Dream. And look at our skeletons there. It is just wildly different. It's like goth meets one of my gorgeous Japanese books. It really is stunning. She's an amazing artist. And usually when she's featured in Colouring Heaven, it's usually not all of her, the whole edition, but this one, it's all of her work, which is fantastic. Well, not all of her work, but the whole magazine has been devoted to her artwork. Stitching Heart. It's very sweet too for her. Really different mix of complexity. We've got the Forbidden Apple here. We've got lots of detail and then different themes of goth and medieval and cute. Oh, there's so much intricacy in this picture. The Lady of the Lake, the Lost Girl. So much here to colour in. Look at that gorgeous bird cage. There's Millie sitting up on a branch. The real Millie is actually sitting on a chair having a nap. Look at this toffee apple. And those beautiful eyes. So gorgeous pictures that Enys has produced for this one. Isn't that lovely? Now, if you're in the UK, you can get this magazine at most of your major supermarkets. There's a lot of distributors for around the world. Just check out their site for distribution. I think it's easier to get the subscription because in Australia it's just very hard to source it sometimes, depending on where you live. So there's always a special offer at the back. So this one is a discount, 13 issues a year, save 36%. And you can colour this cover as well, front and back. It's got the gold foiling on there, which is always on their books. And you could even just practice by colouring the cover, which is a thin card stock. So there we have it, the latest from Colouring Heaven, Dark Fantasy Special. One of my favourites, and it's issue 57. Until next time, happy colouring.